of Around the Grounds, we are going to talk about the newest. I mean, it's not that new; it's a previous club, but the newest professional club. We'll just go by that title. For 2026, finally got a name, crest, and color scheme, and it is the Cascade Sporting Cascade FC, which we're going to talk about that name here in a moment. Why Sporting and Cascade? For everyone that doesn't know, right? So sport when a club is called Sporting, it's usually because they have more than one sport, right? So normally you have a basketball, you have whatever sports it is. That's why
Yeah,
it's a sporting
lacrosse,
club.
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the frustration that people have here is that you're using the title without the actuality. Like Atletico is also it's an athletic club, which means that you do more than just the soccer. That being said, what are you guys' thoughts about the crest, the color wave, and the taglines and everything that you see here?
I'm so pro having more brown.
I hate a
I
crest
am as
explainer,
well.
by the way. It's just seems I hate it. It's just so overdone, and it's always like backdoored into it, and like they came up with the crest and then they explained it. Oh, like they explained it away. The word confluence is here though. That is an SAT word here.
That's that's a fact.
That is a 12-point word here. It's kind of a cool looking crest. Love the idea of like this sort of muted color scheme. You know, there's nothing that stands out. The font is mad. Like there's nothing about this crest that says this is like exciting or anything else. But the stadium. Let's talk about that.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. What do you thought?
On the shield? On the shield.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent enough design. I don't think it's mind blowing, but I don't think all the crests have to be right just to be a good, solid crest.
Well, quick question. Let me jump in right quick. So we did Boise. So let's compare. This or the
this
Boise?
is light years better than
I
Boise.
think it's way better than Boise.
Light years better than
I
Boise's
actually
Microsoft Paint FC.
Yeah.
FIFA create a club badge.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I do really like the lines that they're using for the rivers. I hope they put that on the jersey. My real big complaint about this, and I showed it to Gage, who's a designer, is that when you're reading this, you go Sporting Cascades FC.
I think the
kind
FC
of whispering the FC. It's so tiny on there. Oh.
Yeah, it's so small as to why you put it on there to begin with. Right?
Yeah,
it's one of them. You could have just laid it at Sporting Cascades. So what's really funny? So when this came out, the biggest complaint people had is because they did a promo like photo PDF spreadsheet type thing, and people were complaining that they used AI to do it because they were explaining the history of we can explain it. So, as my opinion on the crest, I love it. I hope they do pinstripes to match the lines
absolutely.
of the thing. I think a brown, blue, and cream off-white pinstripe kit would be absolutely fantastic.
All of those would be killer.
It's called Maple White right there.
Is that what it's called? My fault. Yeah, maple.
It says it right there, Maple White.
There you go. So yeah, I think if they do that with like the maple white shorts and then blue and I think that can be a really good kit. I hope they get really creative with this for sure. So people were
Sporting fire fed water. I don't know what any of that means. Why are we fire fed? What does that mean? Why are we?
Well, I mean, they're forest area, so if you've been in the forest,
only you can prevent forest fires.
Forest fires for sure. So a little bit of history here, guys. So this is the rebirth of a USL2 club called Lane United. They ended the name because if it's in Lane County, Washington. But if you look up who the lane in Lane County is named after, you'll realize that maybe United. He wasn't United. How about that? We'll put it that way.
Yeah, we'll say that.
So they changed it. So there were people upset about that because they don't want to acknowledge.
Same people get mad about Cracker Barrel logos.
Yeah, fair enough. So they rechanged it. Then there were people mad that they were using AI in the promo, and I'm like, to be honest, Photoshop is basically AI. You're telling the computer to do a thing. Insert picture here, take picture out. So I don't understand what that issue was.
I like think the main issue is the ecological problems with AI, but we can move on from that.
No, I get it, but this is not
the whole episode just for that.
Yeah, this is not we don't the hill. Have time. Yeah, this is not the hill we're gonna die on here for sure. But anyways, love this club. Love the name. They could have took the FC off and Sporting again. Unless you're gonna have bowling, darts, some kind of other sports. This doesn't make any sense. We can talk about Civic Park. So the reason the fire thing to answer Dennis's question, this was a old baseball stadium that burned down and they rebuilt it. So that's why the fire.
Now I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, so they rebuilt it. That building on the left is a multi-purpose, so it's hard court, basketball, volleyball, weight room, etc.
So
Type
hopefully they
building.
will actually be a sport.
So there you go. Volleyball. There's your other
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, whatever. It only seats 2,500. They're gonna do temporary seating of 1,000 on the left-hand side. So they built a 80-yard track for reasons that I don't understand on the left-hand side of that building. Yeah, it's just an 80-yard track and field track for 4 lanes.
That's so weird.
It is not permanent. So if they needed to expand, they could build another 2,500 on that side of the building. But going into USL 1, they need 3,500 seats, so they're just going to add 1,000 temporary on that. But I just had this photograph so that we can see the mountains in the background.
Beautiful.
Washington and Oregon are some of the most beautiful parts of the country, if we're being completely honest. So that is the newest professional soccer team in the
Easily
US.
a contender for one of the coolest views in the country as far as stadiums go, right? That's easily a contender for up there in like at least top 7 or 8, right? This is pretty cool.
And then this, just to wrap it up, so we know all the clubs in USL 1, unless there's a surprise club, because apparently
Cosmo representation.
Yeah, apparently you can actually join this league up to 180 days before the league starts, as long as you have a stadium contracted. So if you're a soccer team and you already have a professional stadium, you can pay the money and join within 180 days. Just FYI.
I still hold that USL is a money laundering scheme.
I mean, most sports leagues are money laundering.
I said they kind of all are. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
this is a little bit more blatant, but okay.
Well, it's more a real estate scheme than a money laundering scheme. But
yeah, you're right. It's a real estate play. Yes.
So these are the clubs coming next year. We have Sarasota Paradise, Fort Wayne, which we're going to talk about their stadium next week. I'm going to get some images for that. Fort Lauderdale, they obviously have the women's team, the Boise Crest, which we all love, Lightning Eagle, Corpus Christi, which I'm definitely going to make a game for that for sure. They're building a soccer park with the city's help and a modular stadium of 5,000. So that's going to be pretty dope. And the greatest club in North America, if we're to be completely honest, the Cosmos.
That's right, El Farolito. Oh, my bad.
For sure. So that's it.
New Jersey Cosmos is gonna hit. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that, but okay.
Yeah. So shout out to Jabrosi, who's going to be back up there. So it's gonna be a Dallas Beer Guardian trip.
R.I.P. Jabrosi.
We're gonna make that work for sure. So that is around the grounds. I just want to give a shout out to a league that's growing. Now there's a little murmurs about our local, and I use the word local very loosely there, USL 1 club, but we will get more into that as when the season wraps up, and we'll see. But as of right now, this is the map for 2026.
Love it.
As you can see, there's a massive gap out west, but there's nothing we can really do about it right now. But like I said, you have up to 180 days before the season starts. So go ahead and make that work. So, gentlemen, it's been a great pod. I know we got to go. Like, share, subscribe. Dallas Bear Guardians on everything. We will all be at the Trinity game, I assume, since there's no FC Dallas game.
Sir. So tune in, same bat time, same bat channel next week. We will be here doing a recap of that Trinity game, and then we'll look ahead to the following Trinity game, and then we'll look ahead to FC Dallas at St. Louis, and we'll talk about whatever else Marcus wants to talk about, because he's the president. We just let him do what he wants to do, right? This is mostly his show.
For now. Sign up for the newsletter. We might be asking you to join leadership here very shortly.
Please help. Please come help. We need all the help we can get.
Please come run it.
For sure.
Especially if you're under the age of 25, we really need some young help, right? Us old guys are getting tired of this, right? We're getting tired of throwing parties. We're getting old, right? We need some young folks that can sustain a 90-minute match.
Yeah, we don't need any legets. We need more than 10 minutes, guys. Anyways, like, share, subscribe. Dallas Guardians everywhere. Hit the line.
Guardians
Which
out.
one?